Welcome. We have been waiting for you to tune in to hear tales of Prince Edward Island, a place of history and some mystery. You may be surprised by the true stories that have been unearthed and brought to life by our radio dramas. We invite you to settle into a comfortable chair and let the voices and sounds trigger your imagination as you hear the following dramatic story.
A melancholy accident. In the early days of European settlement on Prince Edward Island, people depended heavily on the waterways as the transportation system to connect communities. When the waterways froze in the winter, miles could be cut from a journey. The rivers and bays were bushed with evergreen trees to mark safe travel routes and to ensure travelers would not lose their way in storms or darkness and head towards open water. These roads became beehives of activity. It was January of 1855, and the young people of the Robbins family of Bedeck, just across the bay from Green Shore, later to be known as Summerside, were anxiously awaiting the arrival of their friend, Eliza Johnston of Margate, whose parents had agreed she could visit for a few days.
Thomas, Mary, come quickly! Eliza has finally arrived. Get the door! Quick, come in out of the cold. We're so glad to see you.
Yes, it's wonderful, Eliza, that you could come from Margate to spend a few days with us here in Bedeck.
We have so many things planned for our time together. Father says if the weather is good tomorrow, Thomas may take us to Green Shores to visit with Mr. Proctor.
That is wonderful news. It'll be so good to see him again.
It's such an easy trip in the winter with the harbor frozen over. We'll be there in no time. Won't Mr. Proctor be surprised to see us?
The day of the planned visit dawned crisp and clear, with only a light wind sweeping about the Robbins home in Bedeck. Thomas harnessed the young mare and hitched her to the sleigh.
Good girl. You're such a fast little mare.
Thomas was an experienced driver and easily navigated the bushed road across the Bedeck Bay. They were in the village of Green Shore in good time, having enjoyed each other's company on the way. The visit with Mr. Proctor was especially pleasurable, and for that reason the young people tarried too long. It was 8 in the evening before they began the homeward journey. Being in high spirits, they felt no concern at all for the fact that it was snowing lightly as Thomas directed the little mare into the flood ice and out into the frozen harbor. The road was still clearly marked by the many travelers who had passed that way, but as they moved away from land, the conditions quickly changed.
Thomas, the wind is whipping up the snow. I can't see with it swirling about our heads. Will the mare be okay?
She seems uncertain. I'd best get out and walk with her to keep her calm.
But I thought a horse could always find its way in a storm.
She will. She's so young and not used to the weather. She'll be fine with Thomas at her head.
Mary! Anne! Eliza! Are you okay? Answer me! Answer me!
Yes. What happened?
We strayed out into the open harbor.
The mare's drowning. We're going to die.
No, we're not. We need to keep our heads and fight death. Swim to the edge of the ice and try and heave yourself up.
My clothing is being weighed down by the water. I don't know if I can.
You have to try. We don't have much time before the cold will overcome us.
The ice just keeps breaking away. My fingers are numb with cold.
If only I could get my skirt and petticoat off. The weight is too much for me to drag myself up.
Keep trying. Don't stop trying.
I made it! Mary! Quick! Give me your hand! Now you, Anne! Eliza, make your way towards me while I pull Anne out! Eliza, you need to come closer so I can reach you!
I am too tired.
Eliza, reach for my hand! Eliza, give me your hand!
Fight, Eliza, fight!
Too cold to fight.
No, Eliza, no!
The young people had been in the frigid water of the deck bay for half an hour. Now 3 of them lay on the cold ice, their wet clothing quickly freezing to their bodies, the wind and the snow whipping round them, but the instinct for survival was still present.
No one will ever find us. Unless we get out of here. We have to try and find our way back to land.
But we don't know which way to go.
I can faintly see our tracks. We have to follow them back and pray we're not too far off course.
But Eliza...
We can't help her now. Come on.
Anne, get up!
I want to sleep. Just let me sleep for a little while, and then I'll go on.
Please, Anne, get up. Please get up, Anne.
Her body is frozen. If we lay at each side of her, perhaps we can get enough heat into her that she can keep going. It's no use, Mary. She's gone. We have to leave her. Mother and Father could never bear to lose us all.
Though it tore at their hearts, Mary and Thomas left Anne there on the ice. As they walked away, they kept looking back at her lifeless form, which was soon hidden by the swirling storm. Then, suddenly appearing through the swirling snow, were lights glowing from the windows of the houses of Green Shore. Thomas and Mary moved towards them as though in a dream. Then Mary fell to the ice, too frozen to go on.
Mary, get up! We're so near!
My legs won't work. Go on alone, Thomas. Do it for Mother and Father.
Thomas kept moving toward the lights. It was midnight when he made shore and raised the alarm. 60 men took to the ice in a search party.
Over here! I see something!
It's the girl. My God, she's still alive.
Quick! Wrap her in the buffalo robe and we'll get her back to shore.
Thomas survived, as did Mary. In the light of the following day, Anne Robin's frozen body was recovered from the ice. And as though a token of remorse for its deed, the sea gave back the body of Eliza Johnston. It was found floating next to the sleigh in the open water, yards from where they had gone in. The Islander newspaper reported the incident as a melancholy accident. In a commemorative poem, parents of the dead girls were told to wipe their tears away, for the debt that young Anne and Eliza had paid was the one debt we must all pay. The narrator was Stuart Smith. Anne was played by Leslie Noonan. Eliza was Maggie Finkel O'Coin. Mary was played by Kennedy Crossland. Thomas was Dan Casely. Man 1 was Wayne Wright. Man 2 was Paul McWilliams. Our musician today was Christine Anderson Gallant. Recording artist, Peter Gallant. Foleys, Krista Carruthers, Jamie Webster, Alexander Gallant, Sabrina Webster. Introduction by Lowell Hustis. Script by Marlene Campbell. Brought to you through the support of Canadian Heritage.